Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm Gertrude Chapman, inspirational book coach and the creator of the Aspiring Authors Way, where I teach aspiring authors who are struggling with self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-worth issues how to cut through the clutter, stop procrastinating, leverage their knowledge, and create an income. Thank you for joining me today. And I want to teach you to always be earning money. Okay? Break your fears and to be productive and profitable. Because I believe that you have the capacity to create seven figures and beyond. Thank you for joining me today. Today, we're going to talk about following the right people. This is very important on social media because social media is, it's not just about getting people to follow you. There's a lot of misconceptions there, okay? But we're going to empower your social media platform or platforms, okay? And you're going to see it in a whole different perspective, especially, you are a new author or, you are new in business, a new entrepreneur or whatever it may be, okay? And you feel like you're not getting enough traction. But we're going to look at something today, okay? It's about following the right people and, having conversations with them. We talked about that the other day about having conversations. So this is the second part of that, okay? I want you to consider the influencers in your industry. Consider that, okay? For example, if you're a financial advisor, well, follow other financial advisors in your industry. If you're a life coach, well, what you do is you connect with other life coaches. If you're in the health and wellness field, for example, well, you follow other health and wellness practitioners. Whatever it may be, whatever field you're in, consider, look through and find the influencers. And what happens is once you start following them, then you begin to interact with them. With their materials, the materials that they share online, you comment on their posts, and you also repost it on your own timeline or your group or whatever it may be on your page, whatever it is. Don't be afraid to allow other people to come in. A lot of times people have that misconception where they're afraid to post or repost something that they find online because it will, affect their followers for whatever reason they may have. And I've heard this said, so that's why, I'm sharing it with you. It's a resource. It's a great resource. And you don't want to have the same things on your timeline or in your groups or on your page. Thank you for joining me today. You want to have a variety of things that's in your industry, okay? We're not talking about something out there way far-fetched or something that's going to cause confusion. But if it's in your industry, it's okay. Thank you for joining me today. Try to develop relationships with others and simply be a part of the conversation that's happening. That's what social media is all about. Another thing that you can do is consider being a part of a group that's related to your industry. Consider that, and both on LinkedIn and Facebook, there's many great groups out there. There's literally millions of groups on every subject imaginable. And they have great group features, great features. And you have to learn how to utilize these things. Go on your social media page and begin to utilize those different functionalities that those platforms have. A lot of times you don't use those. They're there for a purpose. So utilize them. Join groups and engage in a conversation. Or, you try to help others. Don't be pushy, but, just a regular conversation. And always be resourceful. Always, be a useful resource. because there's a lot that you have inside of you and that you're just holding on to or not really realizing that it's there. But I'm going to tell you, a word of caution would be you have to be very careful about promoting yourself and your services in groups, because many groups have strict rules about this kind of thing. And you don't want to get banned or kicked off or whatever, okay? So when you join a group, you focus on adding value, not promoting yourself. Add value. Always add value. That's the right thing to do. Because the more value that you add, the more you become known as an expert in your industry. And this will naturally attract clients to you. Naturally. And something else you should do, you should always remember, build for longevity. This is not necessarily saying that what you are trying to do will take you a long time to accomplish. I'm not saying that. I'm saying to build a platform of excellence, positioning yourself as an expert in your field. Experts don't do things like a novice. If you're an expert, you don't do things like somebody that doesn't understand or have that knowledge. Okay? Because what happens there, you'll send the message, and it doesn't matter how great your website is or how many followers you have, because wrong actions, they convey an inexperienced message. Okay? And I'm not saying your written message is not that of an expert, but the way you are going about things shows that you're a novice, even though you're not. Okay? In other words, you are an expert. So do the things that experts do. Do those things. Another thing, as you follow influencers in your industry and you take part in the groups, take note of the valuable information with others or share it. Always have, a little notebook on the side. And, you'll see what type of posts or what sort of posts that, others are sharing. And there's something that will resonate with you deeply, okay? And you write those things down, and, you always keep notes on that, because this is a key to things that, or questions that your potential audience has. What content? Another thing, what content that adds the most value to you? What content? What are they posting that, really light you up? You see, these are all clues. You also find out what sort of content seems to get the most response. What post generates the most conversations and engagement. And this is the kind of content that you want to share with your audience. This is what you want to share. You don't have to be completely original with what you share online, because these are clues to the question that your audience is asking. So always make note of that. Always make note of that. And, we could even take it even a step further than that, even with the products that you create, from your book. That's why you should always take notes. Always be aware of what's going on. Social media is much more than what other people, or a lot of people, put it that way, can imagine. Because they're not using everything that platform has for them to use. There's a lot of things on social media. It's more than, going through your timeline and just seeing what's happening. Okay? This is a new year, the new time. Okay? And if you want to be productive and profitable, you have to get off the sidelines and get in the game. That's just as simple as that. Okay? So don't be afraid to adopt techniques and strategies that are working well for others. Don't ever be afraid. So, new author, there's an audience out there waiting for you who may never come across your information. They may never come to your page. So, you know what you have to do? You have to go out there and find out where they're hanging out. Find out. They're there. Okay? Use your social platform to seek them out. This is something that you have to do. You cannot say that I don't have any prospects or, my platforms are not growing, because there are thousands, if not millions of prospects out there waiting on you to share your expertise with them. They're out there. Okay? They're out there. Your audience, should be constantly growing, but you have to put in the effort. This is called being intentional. You just can't sit back, okay? And wait for them to come through. You have to go find out where they're hanging out. Now, let me tell you this. Here's another word of caution. Don't add too many people to your platform in a day, because each platform has a limit. And you should always follow the rules of the platform. And if you don't know what that limit is, like I couldn't tell you right off the top of my head, go and Google it and find out what is the limit for Instagram, for Twitter, for LinkedIn, for Facebook, for Snapchat, whatever it may be. You go find, what that limit is, because you want to do things the right way. You definitely don't want to have all your information up there and go into Facebook jail, okay? You don't want to do that. So find out what the limit is. Always consider doing things the right way, all right? Do it the right way. And so you won't have hiccups, because you have other things. You have to, be concerned about growing your audience, about interacting with people. And the last thing you need to be is in Facebook jail, okay? That's the last thing. Now, I hope I have inspired you today to see all the possibilities that surround you. Sometimes, we all need to be encouraged. We all need that encouragement to experience that, breath of fresh air. We all need that, because sometimes we don't feel as energetic, as we did the day before. We just don't feel it. That's just human nature, okay? And that's why we should take some time for self-care. But anyway, I want to tell you, nothing is impossible to you. Nothing. As long as you keep moving forward. Create the next step, okay? Create the next step. And stop waiting for somebody to pass the baton before you move. Okay? You have to create it. You have to move forward. Can we be real about this? Let's be real. So I would like to help you reach your highest potential, because I know that you have it inside of you. I know that. So if you feel like that this is your time to get the practical success tactics to achieve the success that you deserve, go to my website, www.turningpointenrichment.com, and click on the link that says, show me how to receive the success I deserve. Again, that's www.turningpointenrichment.com, and click on the link that says, show me the success. Okay, show me how to achieve the success I deserve. Okay, that's it. Show me how to achieve the success I deserve. So with that being said, I thank you for joining me today. And join me again next time. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, Inspirational Book Coach. Remember, this is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. Have a great rest of the day.